Once again, the barometer confirms strong appetite from investors for alternative assets as they try to improve returns across their overall portfolio. Almost half of investors plan to increase their asset allocation to alternative assets across the board.
Still, though, there's a pronounced difference between the Europeans and the North Americans. The Europeans seem to be very hungry for the alternative asset class. In fact, twice as many Europeans expect to increase their exposure to alternatives over the next 12 months versus the North Americans.
And when we look at European investors a bit closer, we can see that 60% of them plan to increase their allocation to infrastructure, while nearly half of them plan to increase to real estate and private equity.
And that appears to be at the expense of investors' allocation to hedge funds, where in both North America and Europe, investors are reducing their exposure to the asset class. Now, switching gears to the European private equity market, we're seeing some very interesting trends in how investors are viewing Europe generally, and also in the barometer, some findings around how investors are viewing the European private equity market. Francois, what are you seeing?
Absolutely, and we can see investors' expectations shifting towards continental Europe, leading the pack with France and Germany, as well as some recovering countries such as Spain, Portugal, Italy. The UK today seems to be a less attractive market from half of the investors that we surveyed. It's been almost 2 years since the UK referendum, and the uncertainty surrounding Brexit seems to lead investors to change their plans for investing in the UK.
Now, the next layer down with regards to investment strategy, we've seen managers gravitate towards small cap buyout for valuation reasons, and that seems consistent with the barometer's finding, where 44% of investors believe the most value will come from small to mid cap buyout.
Finally, I thought a very positive, surprising finding from the barometer was the shift in sentiment towards European venture capital. 3/4 of Europe and Asia-Pacific based investors see great opportunities in that segment in the next 5 years.
And in particular within the technology sector, where we've seen a number of high-performing businesses, including a number whose valuations are greater than $1 billion, come through the market. I think sentiment continues to be very attractive in that market.